Greetings. Welcome again to the 5th edition of Facebook Live at Frank's Custom Shoe Fitting. What we're going to talk about today is what we do every day for the customer when it comes to complete service. In the store we wear two hats. We wear the hat where you come in and say I need a pair of shoes and we keep it simple and you make your purchase. Then we wear the problem solving hat. That's where we communicate with you, ask you questions about your concern, plantar fasciitis, heel spur problems, Achilles issues, knee tracking issues, hip pointers, back, everything coming from how the shoe might be affecting your body. And we address those concerns by following a series of steps. The first step is we may watch you walk barefoot across the floor, study your gait. Second is we move into the high chair right behind me, and we sit you up there where our components are, and we go ahead and size you right off the bat for a good heel shape. The heel is the key to fitting a shoe. It's the most important part. So that cup that the heel sits in inside the shoe, you might have what you need by buying a shoe over the counter. We find about half the people coming in here actually benefit from having a better cup inside of the shoe, and the cup is part of a full-length innersole. Before I get into sharing with you how we do what we do with inserts and cup the heel and unfold the process that can lead to good, better, or best inserts, I'd like to introduce you to Dave Billings. Dave has volunteered to come in today to be a customer for our casting for a medical fitting, and he has a personal story he wants to share before we share more intimately the process of casting his feet today to make him the best orthotic that we make. This is Dave Billings.
So I've been a runner for about 47 years. During those years I've had some different injuries, mostly with the feet. My injuries have been Achilles tendonitis, plantar fasciitis, those type of issues. I've tried dealing with them different ways. Probably around 2000, one of my friends, Bruce Woolley, said, let's go up and see Frankie. So we came up here and Frank fitted me with the super feet insert, and I found immediate relief from that, which has been very helpful. Now I understand there's something new on the market that they do, so I'm here to see what else I can do to continue to help me continue to run.
Okay, when we hold your heel in our hand while you sit in this high chair, we then stand you on a series of shapes. The shapes come flatter or they come deeper, but it's amazing how you take ownership of how that good heel feels. We also compare them to past innersoles you may have had and orthotics. And in the end, you decide what feels best to you. Our approach is a real hands-on physical approach where we empower every customer to make sure that they know that they feel the right thing. The other thing is, of course, the shoe is the most important thing. You've got to be in the heel, no lifting. The laces have to keep you back in that heel, and you must be free in the front. If your toes are crowded and jamming, if you're squished on the sides, you're going to develop pain as time goes on, if not immediately when you're doing what you do. So hold that heel, stop the slipping, keep it back, and make sure you're free in the front. Then comes, of course, all the different shoe designs and matching shoes to feet, which we do professionally for a living every day. That's the main part of what we do, is size you for a shoe. Now the other part is with the inserts, how we educate people and move towards a medical device, which Dave is about to be slipper cast for right now by my longtime helper, John Lassinier. We're both certified ped orthotists, by the way. I should say we're certifiable to make a joke out of it. But the process works. We have this game figured out, folks, so it really comes down to you just understanding how we work and how we can go ahead and benefit you the best way we can. So as we go back to the inserts, first we do is hold your heel, stand you on varying shapes, and you will take ownership of one or more of the shapes. The shapes are all identified by a letter. There's 7 different patented shapes by the label Superfeet, and again, the colors denote a deeper shape or a flatter shape. Another thing we do is we pitch and post. Once you get the shape, we may stick a medial overlay on top of the arch area, position it under your foot so you feel like you're getting the support that you're looking for. How you know this is a useful little add-on is we take it away and all of a sudden you miss it and you realize, oh my God, I really want to feel something there. And we get you the right device. Another thing we do is we pitch and post. Now some people need to have a little shim put under the heel on the medial side, so as their foot flattens and rolls in, they feel the benefit of that going right up the line. Their ankle, They're the muscles of the lower leg, the anteriors, the posteriors, the front and the back, the knee, the hip, and the back. We also may take that shim and put it on the outside. A very common shim is a 3-degree post. They're made, small, medium, and large sizes. And or we may just put a neutral post under the heel. So we just put a post and we stabilize the heel. When we take it away and you miss that because there's not enough there, you realize that, you need some kind of a neutral post to stabilize the entire heel while it's in the given shoe. As we take you through all the baby steps of getting fit in the store, it's amazing how you become more powerful. We watch people transform on a daily basis in here. They walk in, they're in some cases very frustrated because they've had a lot of attention both medically and purchasing shoes, but they're still in pain, and pain is what motivates all of us to finally take action. We really don't care until the pain kicks in. When that pain kicks in, we got to put on our, like I said, our detective hats together, and we have to figure out a solution to the problem. So, we have this figured out, folks. It all does come down to you, a willing participant, starting by simply sitting in the chair and going through a little evaluation and process and getting to know your body better. Some conversations that we have here evolve into something deeper. We talk about the actual mechanics of the foot. We share well-rehearsed stories about how the foot works. For example, when you step on your foot, it gets longer. You've also got 3 points on the bottom of the foot: the heel, the fifth, the first. That's your weighted path. So what frequently happens is we flatten in, or as we elongate, we also flatten in. Now, feet are kind of like stone archways by design. A stone archway always has a center stone at the top called the keystone that stops it all from collapse. Pennsylvania, the keystone state. Our keystone's the navicular. The talus in it become a little unstable in a shoe, and the heel, talus, ankle. This is kind of an over-dramatization of a really complex action, the things that happen with feet. I do this just to dramatize and drive home what matters to us. We want to make sure as we sit in that premium cup that we're not unstable. If you take away the cup and you find yourself what we call excessively moving in the shoe, then you know that you need to get something in there. And by absence, by pulling that premium shape out of the shoe and you missing it, then you know you're one of those folks who's going to benefit by having it in. Like we said earlier, about half the people who come in here do benefit from having some kind of a premium insert in the shoe. We refer to them all as good, better, and best because when you stand on these shapes that go for anywhere from $40 to up to $70, this is one of our major brands. Most of the products we dispense are under that label. People find that is huge. Some people, the difference in their 2 feet as they stand on shapes is so noticeable that they need to go to the custom version. So about half of the people who come in here do what we call a custom at-once inner sole that involves 2 or more components, a little heating in an oven, and with that heating up and softening of components on a little spatula here, we then mold like we're doing with the bag and pressure on Dave's slipper casted foot right now. We generate an over-the-counter custom at-once insert. Now, as far as the medical inserts, they are by far the best. The laboratory that created Superfeet a long time ago said that we can do better than plastics. And they came out with a hybrid type of device. The best thing for me is to actually show you another person's orthotics. We generate quite a few of them here. I'll just pull out any one. So the orthotics sometimes are posted. This particular pair is not. That's not a posted heel. This came with a prescription from a local physician, so we went ahead and created a cutout and dropped out under the ball to accommodate a person's concern. And they have now a nice orthotic. As far as other types, here's a case where we have bilateral, the first and the fifth unloaded. And again, that premium gate plate, this particular person also had some real issues with the fifth metatarsal head. You can see there's indentations. There's all kinds of little devices being made that are truly custom and designed to really help a person get the maximum comfort and support their shoes are going to need while they do their things. Now this particular pair here for the patient has been posted. So there's the EAC post on the back. And as you look, you can see that these are nice and stable, that this person's not going to go anywhere when they're in the shoe. They're going to feel that wonderful support as their feet do what they do. Getting orthotics made properly is an absolute game changer for a lot of people. So once you realize you're a candidate, and we may be the ones who walk you through and help you make that decision, that's what it's all about. So the slipper casting process. Now I want to talk about that. What John is doing with Dave over here is he's doing what we call a pressurized casting. We know that the best way to capture the shape of the foot is to make an intimate copy of the foot. There's many different techniques to go ahead and cast for orthotics. There are weight-bearing mats, computer system, 3-dimensional scans, 2-dimensional scans. They've even gone as far as to market the concept in the form of kiosks. I see them in Walmart all the time under the name, what is it, Dr. Scholl's? You stand on something and it markets and tells you that this insert's going to be best. Those things are nice, but they're far from perfect. What we're doing right here is the most perfect way to generate in the end a really great orthotic like we were just sharing with you. So slipper casting with a little pressure is the best way to get a copy of the foot. When John does put this on, there's a slight bit of lifting on the outside 4th and 5th ball here, and that helps to keep the foot stable up in the foot ankle area, and in the end we generate a great copy of the foot. So the two things that really separate us from those who are not quite duplicating the same process we do here is we are first and foremost a shoe store, but we also fill prescriptions and do everything. We're over the top. We go all the way with good, better, and best innersoles. The best being our slipper casted innersoles, our orthotics. The lab we prefer to use is Northwest Podiatric Labs. You can Google it, NW Podiatric. And the whole process of orthotics, when we do the over-the-counter and over-the-counter custom, they're done here in the store. But the medical does take a couple weeks to get back. And when they do come back, the first thing we do with follow-up is we stand you on the orthotics when you come in the store, make sure that everything is seated right. If we notice something isn't right off the bat, we make the necessary modification either through the lab or right here in the store. We do work with a lot of healthcare professionals in the area when it comes to doing our orthotics, all of our orthotics, the over-the-counter and the custom medical. And we do them in two forms, by the way, accommodative and functional. Accommodative inserts have some flex to them. The medical ones have a rigid shank area that it definitely is going to lead to a fixed foot position as the foot lays out. I'll tell you where it really pays off as we go through a day. 5 minutes is not 8 hours later on our feet, and neither is 3 miles the same as running a mile, let alone a half marathon running against 3 miles. As we get out there, the feet flatten more and more, and we are very thankful we have that custom work, that final fitting between the shoe and the insert to really nail it. Nothing screams louder than pain, and we want to get rid of pain. Actually, we like pain in here as a sales mechanism because we're going to help you get rid of it. If we can't do enough for you, we know just where to send you and recommend you. Again, we work with the healthcare community, all of it, very diligently. If a prescription comes in from your local podiatrist, we will fill that to the T, as far as their request. If we have any concerns about the request between the patient and us, we communicate with the physician to find out how we can go ahead and further benefit the patient. It's really all about you. It's about the customer, the patient, the person who wants to get rid of pain, the person who wants to prevent pain. Also, orthotics don't need pain to be worth the while. What's really interesting is taking a person with no pain, which is my toughest customer, and then having them put an insert in a shoe that we've sized them for, take it out and they realize, oh my God, that actually feels better. And many times as they run, for example, they feel empowered as they power their way down the road. Then you got Dave Billings' story, which is a classic story in many ways. He's a former national class runner, Olympic level athlete who went through everything from soup to nuts as far as the competitive venues that are out there, and he eventually developed pain. Little side note about Dave, he's also John Troutman's cousin. So John, if you're listening, that's a little piece that I had to put in there because it's a very powerful piece. Everybody knows John Troutman, and and all of his exploits and exploits to come. So Dave is just one of the greatest guys that I know. I'm glad that he came in to do this with us today. And in a couple weeks from now, when those bilateral orthotics come in, he's going to be one happy camper. So, folks, this whole Facebook Live presentation is happening because we wanted to get a little more intimate with you about what we do every day in here and how intense it can get. It can be very simple, simply buying a pair of shoes, or we could go through the whole fitting process. Soup to nuts, we are there for you.